Should I just quit making YouTube videos? That is what I'm going to be talking about in this video. And it's either going to be the first of its kind where I improv and riff and just talk, or it's going to be the last of its kind because this might be the last video I make for this channel. It is a serious question I am seriously contemplating, and I'll explain why in the video. Should I just quit making videos on YouTube? I watched a video like this a week or so ago. It was called Over 100 Videos, Zero Results, Should I Just Quit? And I will link to this video in the description. It was an artist struggling with being an artist, finding a way to be an artist, to make a living from being an artist, but also struggling to make YouTube, to get YouTube to work as well. And it's the first video of this person I've watched. I found it really engaging. I, of course, encourage this person to continue their channel. But it did get me thinking about my own channel. It also got me thinking about videos where people say they're quitting. I quit YouTube, I quit my relationship, I quit the UK, I quit my job. I can't be the only person that's drawn to those types of videos. I'm drawn to them. Is it because a failure is about to be explained, or is it because you know that the person's going to be real? I'm always drawn to those videos, and I'm very rarely disappointed. Sometimes there's a little bit of bait and switch, but mostly the people recording these videos have got good reason to talk about them quitting. Quitting the UK is a little bit of a popular idea in the UK. So I don't really want to make videos like that particularly, because it's an idea that lots of people want to wallow in. Anyway, that's an aside. Generally, when somebody says I quit YouTube, I quit my job, I quit my relationship, they're usually interesting videos, and you usually get a little bit of real humanity. And I think as human beings, we crave for that a little bit. Let's see how I get on being real and human in this video. So I watched this video, over 100 videos, zero results, shall I just quit? As for me, this year I've made 66 videos, maybe more than that actually, because I've got about 5 or 6 videos queued up for August. This video has been recorded in the 1st of August, but I'm going to publish it at the end of August. So over 66 videos. I've made 479 for this channel, which started in 2008. I've got 515 subscribers, not that much engagement, not that many views. Why bother? Why bother? Why bother? Why bother talking to camera for a few people to watch, a few people to comment? What difference does it make? Why should I bother? Why should anybody bother? But why should I bother? One of the great things about the internet, and also one of the not so great things about the internet, or YouTube in particular, is anybody can speak to camera, upload a video, be an authority, have an opinion, talk about something. I don't think I am an authority particularly. And that's kind of making me wonder whether I should be another one of these talking heads just spouting about stuff that maybe I don't know much about. Although I know quite a lot about being a human being, but I don't have a scientific background. I'm not a psychologist. I don't cite papers about human behavior, and maybe that would be useful. Maybe common humanity is common, and we are all authorities. I'm kind of talking to myself when I record this video. I'm talking out loud I am seriously considering quitting the YouTube channel, which is a bit disappointing because I've kind of got a 5-year plan to record videos for 5 years. And I'll say a bit more about part of that plan later, because even though I'm riffing and it's like improv, I've got a few notes just to remind me, just to keep me on track. One of the things I have not enjoyed about some of the videos I've recorded is reading a script. And even though I've got the idea across, I don't think I'm very good at reading, and somehow I don't come across well, and it kind of diffuses the message. It weakens the impact. It's easy to ignore. And so I want all my videos for the rest of this year, recorded after this, if I continue, to be like this: improvisation, a few notes perhaps, but really just talk from the heart, talk from this moment, speak like that. I think that's a better way to engage with another human being. I'm drawn to it. There's several people I listen to, some of which have a lot of YouTube subscribers, but a lot of which don't. But their common humanity really pulls me in. Even if they talk about things that I'm not interested in, even if they talk about things that I disagree with, I like listening to their common humanity. They're not authorities, but they are human beings, and they are able to express their common humanity. Some part of me feels like a bit of a fraud talking about human experience. I'm not an authority. I'm not a thought leader. Don't have a big audience. Does the world need another spouting head yapping on blah, 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 blah? Do we really need another one of those? Or do we definitely need more of those because AI is taking over all forms of communication, and maybe human beings need more interaction with human beings? Maybe they need more interaction with human beings in the real life, in the real world, face to face, in a way that you can touch people. Maybe we do need that, but maybe if we're going to watch a video, it ought to be, there might be a yearning for real human contact with another human being. Maybe. So I don't feel like an authority. In some part of that feels like I ought to step down. Maybe that's not correct, but I'm just speaking out loud. I've got the word avatar written down. Avatar. Ideally, and this feeds into something I'm going to talk about a bit later as well, YouTube strategies. But ideally, you know who you're talking to when you have a successful YouTube channel, or when you talk to somebody and you think, you're really talking to me. And that's because I have this avatar and I speak to that avatar. And that avatar could have a name, could be Joe or Claire or Andy or Bob or Peter or Federico. You pick a name for somebody, you talk to that person. The person that's going to understand how you talk, what you're talking about, where you're coming from. I don't have an avatar. If I'm talking to anybody, I'm talking to myself. But I'm also talking to people that I think are interested in human beings, making the world a better place, not necessarily labeling everybody, labeling every behavior, not particularly drawn to left or right, this ism or that ism, not wanting to rise above that. That's who I am. I'm drawn, and that's why I think common humanity is. It ignores all the ways we separate ourselves and just focuses on how we're similar. We all yearn for the same thing: human connection, love, achievement, friendship, belonging. Yeah, belonging. Belonging could be belonging to a group that I belong to, that you don't belong to. Some part of that is a separation to me. But belonging is a fair thing to want, I guess. I'm not aware of the avatar. If you're listening to this, you might be my avatar, but I know that you're human. And I want to speak to the human in you rather than the ideology in you or what you identify with. I want to talk to the human you from the human me. I've written down the word AI. AI is commenting on lots of videos, trying to influence people's opinions, downvoting videos that somebody wants to destroy or disarm. AI is doing voiceovers in lots of videos. And I get that. You might not want to voice your own script. I do get that. I did a podcast, 10 episodes, and I recorded it all myself, and it was a pain speaking the words. I had to stop and do it again. And then I had to sort of edit the audio because it wasn't great. Maybe with AI recorded audio, you don't get that. Although I have heard some badly worded, badly expressed videos done by AI. Some of the scripts are written by AI. So we have a script written by AI. We have a script written by AI and delivered by AI. Some part of that I don't think I care for. We're cutting out the human. And then some videos might be acted by AI, talked by AI, an AI avatar, an AI person speaking in a certain accent, having a certain look, a woman, a young man, an old man, speaking with a certain accent, saying words, speaking it well, engaging, but AI. And I think we need more humanity. But these AI videos are taking over YouTube and elsewhere. It's called AI slop, by the way. So another reason not to bother with YouTube videos, but might be another reason to bother with me recording YouTube videos. Some part of my thinking I should stop recording YouTube videos is because hardly anybody watches my videos. And one of the reasons hardly anybody watches the videos, there'll be many reasons, but one is they're not polarizing. They're not having a go at this group or that group or this ideology or that ism. I don't want to do that. I'm not a fan of isms, and I'm definitely not a fan of ideologies particularly, but I don't want to have a go. I don't want to polarize. I don't want to succeed by polarizing. I've got a video coming out in August called Do the Ends Justify the Means? Do the means justify the ends? Do the ends justify the means? Do the ends justify the means? Polarizing is a great way to succeed on YouTube, but I don't want to polarize because I think there's too much of that. Polarizing is the opposite of focusing on the common humanity. So my videos aren't particularly polarizing, so they're not particularly popular. It is possible to have a small channel with not many subscribers and be successful, because you get a group of people that are on your wavelength and you make a difference. And even though 10 people might watch this video, or 5 or 20, or, my most popular video this year is 480 views. It's still a few people, quite a few people watching the video. Some will just bounce straight away. Some will bounce halfway. Some will bounce 3/4. But some will watch all of it and get enough from it. So there is success there. I do get that. When you focus on the views, it's easy to get a bit deflated. I know a YouTuber who gets 10K, 10,000 views, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000. And so they do quite well. Compared to me, they're doing really well. And yet they get 3,000 or 2,000 on one video and they get deflated. So it's easy to get deflated when you look at the numbers and you forget that you're talking to a person. But we're all human and that's what we do. We shouldn't compare ourselves to others, but that's what we do. Anyway, a reason to have a YouTube channel, and might be a factor why I continue with this, is part of purpose and being useful. Part of my purpose is to express myself. Maybe I'll be useful, even if I'm only talking to a few people. So that's the reason why I might continue with the channel. And even if nobody watches, nobody continues to watch, if I'm able to do videos in a way that I feel happy with, I feel I'm expressing myself, I'm saying what's real for me in a way that values how I want to talk about things. I don't want to polarize, don't want to demonize. I don't want to be righteous. I don't want to feel I'm better than you or worse than you. I'm just a human being doing my best. I've done better, I've done worse. Things are a little bit awry. There's a lot of division being propagated wherever you consume content. And even if you go down to the pub, you might listen to division, demonization. It's getting worse. And I don't mean to be a doom monger, but I think it is getting worse. And I would like to be an antidote to that without demonizing. So it'd be useful. It might be part of my purpose. To have a popular YouTube channel, there are strategies. And I've delved into some of those strategies. Having hooks at the start of the video, having hooks throughout the video. I'll talk about that later, for example. Or 3 reasons why you ought to do X, and the 3rd reason might surprise you, and I'll share that at the end. They're all little psychological tricks, and they work. And there's nothing inherently bad about them. But a little bit like dating advice, how to succeed with women, how to succeed with men. A little bit like dating advice, sometimes they get you to behave in a way that's not you. That's not how you talk to women or men, or how you want to talk to anybody. And you might succeed, but do you have to carry on talking like that in the relationship, or are you just after a quick hit? You just want to trick people into being with you. You want to trick people into watching the whole of the video. Those tricks work on me. Those tricks do work on me. But sometimes they leave a bit of a bad taste in my mouth. And I know overall, when I see like a hooky title, that, I've got to watch this. I really do want to know what I'm going to learn. When I see some of those titles, I now stop watching those. And I've watched videos with titles that are a bit dull, but the person that's recorded it, I'm interested in them. I'm interested in their common humanity. Over 100 videos, 0 results. Should I just quit? There's a little bit of a clickbait to that, but it was real. The video was real, but it still kind of piqued my curiosity. But I don't want to follow YouTube strategies. I've said this in several videos. I don't want to trick people. I just want to be me. I want to talk about things in a way that's engaging to some people. And if it's not engaging to everybody, then it's not engaging to everybody. Some people are interested in what I've got to say. Fair enough. Some people are interested in how I talk about what I've got to say. Fair enough. Maybe you want to listen to a more scientific approach, a more scripted approach. Maybe you want to listen to a woman, a younger person, an older person. Fair enough. There's lots of people on here. You don't just have to listen to me. I just want to be one of the people talking like this. If I continue my channel. It's 1st of August. I'll decide by the end of August. The videos that get uploaded between now and then, I've already recorded. Some of them are already uploaded. They're already scheduled to be published. So we will see if I record another video after this, after the time that you're watching it, which will be the end of August. So I have stopped watching YouTube strategies videos. I've started sensing my own strategy, but one that aligns with who I am. I'm kind of calling it being real, talking, shooting from the hip, having an idea about what I'm going to say, but not trying to be word perfect. Like this. A few words, look at the word, talk, go off subject, perhaps, come back to subject. Don't read a script. Have silences. Be myself, be real, but talk about things that I think that matter in a way that I think matters. And demonization and polarization and being better or being worse, I don't really care for that. We're all human beings. We've all got different talents, different strengths. We're all at different levels of our growth as human beings. We've all got something to learn. We've all got something to share. Some people's voices resonate more than others. We can listen to some people more than others. We're drawn to charismatic types more than dull, boring types. Just part of being human. Again, I've got a video about this. Who are the ones you always listen to? It got published, I don't know, a couple of weeks ago. It's yet to be published in my time frame. So I want to do it my way. I want to do it my way. Not aim at getting audience retention, looking at when people dropped off watching the video, looking at how many people clicked the thumbnail, the image that represents the video, looking at how many people enjoyed that title versus another title. I don't really want to do that. It feels like gaming a person. And I don't want to game people. I don't want to, like, I'm talking to you in real life and I say your name. I keep on saying your name and you think, oh, he really likes me. But I'm just using a little trick of saying your name or asking questions. I don't want to trick you. I want to be interested in you. I want to connect, but I don't want to trick. I don't want to use psychological tricks. I don't want to use NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I don't want to use pickup artist tricks to get along with women. I'm not single anymore, but I don't want to do that anyway. I don't want to trick people into liking me, trick people into watching my videos. Don't want to do that. If you do that, good for you. I'm not demonizing you because because I try not to demonize, but I don't want to do that. I've got some ideas for videos next year. 52 words. I'm going to talk about words like privilege or prejudice or answers or there's some more words I'm going to talk about. They've gone from me. I've got about 20 words all through the alphabet. Great idea. I'm going to redo the videos I did this year, next year, more like this. If I continue the channel, if I do. And I'm going to do the videos in an improv way, like this, just talking. Just talking. It's good to talk like this. I like listening to people that talk like this. I really do. On themes of common humanity, real people, flawed people. We're the same, we're similar, but people that take ownership of their feelings, of their struggles, as well as pointing out how things could be better systematically. Of course. But accountability matters to me, and taking ownership matters to me, as well as looking at what unites us rather than what separates us. Groups unite us and they separate us. Ideologies unite us and they separate us. Tricky, paradoxical. I just happen to not be a fan of ideologies or philosophies or religion. I love the opening words of the Tao Te Ching. The Tao that can be named is not the Tao. I like that. The answer is not in words. It's in feelings, in connection, in this moment. I like that. Without making it a wisdom that I have to live by, a rule that I have to live by. Rules are good. Breaking rules is also good. As part of doing it my way, I was thinking of renaming the channel. It's Steve M. Nash Sonderlust. I was thinking of calling it Real Human Space Time or Human Space Time. I like human space. I like that. Human space. Human includes all of us, not a small group, not a smaller group of us. I'm a fan of the all, not the less than the all. There are groups, there are videos about smaller groups, disadvantaged groups. There are groups, there are videos about that. The need is being met. I don't want to meet that need. I want to talk about the all. Maybe it's not useful to do that. Maybe I'm a chocolate teapot, in that you put hot water in it and it melts and there's no tea because it's all just melted away. But it's still something that appeals to me. Common humanity, real people, flawed people, take ownership, be accountable, focus on what unites us rather than what separates us. That's what my channel would be all about and has been about if I continue the channel. I really don't know if I'm going to do a video after this. But I've enjoyed talking, speaking out loud. It's the longest video I've recorded in quite a while. Over 66 videos, over 66 videos this year, 0 results. Should I just quit? I don't know. I'd like to carry on. Makes it a lot easier for me to comment on other people's videos when I know that I create videos myself. I think I'd like to carry on, but I don't have a job. I really need to get one of those, and maybe having a YouTube channel dilutes my energy, or maybe having a YouTube channel when I've got a job is a better thing, because now I'm contributing, I'm part of society, kind of, and now I can do videos from that place. Should I just quit my YouTube channel? If you have any thoughts about that, please comment. Usually, when I've watched a video where someone's saying, should they just quit? I've always said, carry on, always, because it's just obvious that they should. But for some reason, it's not obvious that I should carry on. So I would welcome your thoughts, and I'm glad I've made this video. All the videos recorded in August were made after I recorded this video. The next video, if I make it, will be one I've recorded in September. Let's see what happens, shall we? Thank you for watching so far, all the way to the end. Enjoy the rest of your day. Please leave a comment. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel, because that might encourage me to keep making videos. Who can tell? It won't be the only factor, but it might help me decide. Thank you. August 1st, 2025, sound check.